they had demonstrations of they can use a ship and shoot it offshore. They can put a bus up on a road 26 miles away, X that window and put that missile right in that window.
Oh, lovely.
26 miles away, they put that baby right in that window. Whoa!
Missile?
Huh?
Missile?
Well, no, when they fire off of ships.
Yeah, missile.
Well, yeah, missiles, yeah, off of ships. They would take they'd show a demonstration of it, just like I think it was on a screen or something. But they could actually shoot a ship off of a ship, battleship. They put a school bus 26 miles away and put an X on a window, and they could put that baby right in that window.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa! They got one. They had shown one on one of these Marvel things of weaponry on TV. It has a German tank. They could fire, and that tank could take off and be miles down the road when that missile hits.
Lovely.
Yeah.
The coolest one was, did you see that gun they had for the Israeli gun? Did you see that? That was cool. They took this gun, they showed it, they built this Hollywood side set where they have a house, just a frame of a house, and they would go along and a man would stand behind one of the, and it bends all the way around, and they could actually be firing here and hit somebody over there. And but not only heat seeking, the fact that it's all cut, you can cut the rifle in bits, in parts, and fire for that part. And it's really cool. They can fire, and then when they want a straight shot, they take the handle, flip it, and it comes in this straight shot.
Yeah.
You can shoot
That is the coolest thing. Yeah, you can shoot around. You can shoot somebody behind you facing that way.
You know,
it's weird.
when my dad was on the USS New Jersey, they had those 18-inch cannons, and 3 miles inshore, they spotted a sniper on top of a water tower. He was sniping people off, and they shot the water tower, and they took all the legs out from underneath the water tower. And it worked.
Oh man! Look at this piece of that in that book about thinking of Indianapolis, you know. And they said the guy said when they fired, it actually moves the ship.
Wow.
The recoil moves the ship back. Every time they fire, it just moves back. It has that much power.
When they got hit by the first torpedo, cut the bow right off the ship. Cut right off.
Well, they got hit like 5 missiles, 5 torpedoes.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Cut right in half.
And you know what they were doing, don't you? They were delivering. They just got back from delivering the uranium for the atomic bomb. They were coming on their way back. They felt they were in safe waters. They weren't protected. So they just come back and save waters. That's when they hit them. That's when Japanese protected. But they just got. They're fortunate they did it before, or after, rather than before. I mean, they lost a lot of guys. But if they'd had uranium on that baby, there would be nobody survived.
Wow.
They just got back delivering their uranium and coming back. That's when they got hit.
And then the Japanese were just sitting there. Something sitting there waiting for somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get started. Well, you know how we're in the culture of tearing down statues.
Yes.
Hang on just a second. I told Betty I would record it.
Okay.
What's the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you.
Yeah.
This is, we're living in times in which they're tearing down statues. Well, I'm here to report that they're now constructing statues in Washington, D.C.
Give people something to do so they have something to cheer about.
I bet you transgender.
They are constructing in front of the D.C. courthouse Marion Barry statue.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They're going to worship him now.
Marion Barry was 4-time mayor of D.C. and city councilman. Let me give you a few highlights of his accomplishments.
Do you have to?
Okay. His first term, the unemployment rate went up, crime went up, graft and embezzlement amongst the mayor appointees, many scandals, first report of him using cocaine in a bar, second term, wasteful contract spending. They were giving out contracts to people that weren't actually doing things.
Bill Clinton's buddy.
Major scandals, which included financial malfeasance, womanizing, alcohol, and drug use while in
It sounds like
office.
soap operas.
Marion Barry's ex-wife was sent to prison for fraudulent use of federal funds. Barry's girlfriend was convicted of drug use and failing to testify against her boyfriend. The third term was the Jesse Jackson law, in which he got a law passed in the city of Washington, D.C., so that Jesse Jackson couldn't run for mayor.
That's interesting.
The effects of long-term drug and alcohol started to take effect in '87. At the same time that there was drug wars between '87 and '90 while he was in office. He wouldn't come into office until noon, and then when he got there, he'd be dozing off. And drug and alcohol supers. Police didn't have cars to get to crime scenes, which led to death. In 1989, FBI prosecuted Barry's associates. Barry was arrested by the FBI in January of 1990 for cocaine use. His fourth term, because even though he got arrested and thrown in jail for cocaine use,
Qualifications
he
for
still
president
came
of the
back
United
out
States.
and won a fourth term. The city's ratings was then junk status. Congress took over authority over Washington, D.C. By the end of his term, the only thing that he had control of as mayor of Washington, D.C., Parks and Recreation, the libraries, and the Department of Tourism. That's what he had control of.
Wonderful.
The city did not have control over anything else. The only thing that the city had control of was Parks and Recreation, libraries, and tourism. But hey, let's build him a statue.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what it was, don't you?
What?
He was the most moral person I found in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Let's build him a statue.
That was the best of the best there.
Yeah. The cream of the crop. No, he's dead now.
Yeah, he's been dead for a while.
I wonder how long he lived.
Actually, he lived quite a long time. He lived I think he was in his 70s or 80s. Okay, now we get to Roy Moore.
They probably buried him from recreational place.
Roy Moore.
Yeah.
Do we have to?
Hey, that's my life.
Well, just trying to point out this little inconsistency here. Whenever people ask me about Roy Moore, I like to refer him to Bob Menendez, who is a Democrat from New Jersey, which you never see in the press, by the way. And currently he's in a trial for bribery, fraud, conspiracy, and making false statements.
This is slightly a little bit better
this
than
guy here,
Yeah.
which nobody's calling him for resignation, and right now I think it's going to be a hung jury. It's probably going to be a hung jury, but these aren't just accusations. He's in court, and he's still a senator, by the way.
Imagine that.
I always wonder why they call him a hung jury when those guys are trying to convict this guy.
And speaking about Washington D.C., I should have probably had these two things together. They're going to build an anti-Trump hotel in Washington D.C. called the Resistance Hotel.
If you're going to build one, that'd be a place to put it.
Okay, Resistance Hotel. So do you carry so you have to use your protest sign as your credit card to get in or something?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
you get extra points if you're a registered Democrat.
Yeah.
And he has ceremonies every night
You
where
know,
they scream
you know
at
how
the
they
sky.
have hotel points. Maybe, if you Black Lives Matter, you get a discount.
Or beat up, one
I'm
or two.
wondering if you're pro-Trump and you get thrown out of the hotel, can you sue them for discrimination?
No, I don't know about that. That's a tough question, Brian.
They call it tribulation is trumpination.
And now here is some latest things that are happening that I find kind of interesting. Sweden declares milk to be a racist hate symbol.
Oh yeah, that's right, because it's white.
What is it?
Look at that. Look how racist that all looks. Yes,
White is considered racist?
Sweden
Yeah.
is now an official hate symbol.
What is it, a flag?
No, milk.
Oh, milk.
White
Oh,
milk.
milk.
White milk.
So they're going to try to milk.
Not brown chocolate, but white milk.
So they're
White
going
milk is official.
My question is, are they going to try to milk it for all it's worth then, or what?
They probably are. So,
So you have to do away with any candy bars called Milky Way.
well, they don't want any publicity of white milk. And
So they have to tell all the cows, move out. Okay. Move on down the road.
There goes that PSA campaign.
Yeah.
Got milk?
German citizens outraged after seeing a mini moth children's slide set up in a local Berlin playground to make Muslim migrants feel more comfortable. You got a little mini moth there that has a slide.
Oh.
Now, do they have a little bell and a guy gets it? Now, does that have a midget going, Nina?
There's no mandatory teams yet. Yeah, either. Really.
Yeah. Look at the little guy in there. Nina. No.
Bernie Sanders says Christianity is an insult to Muslims.
It's too bad it looks like Dennis.
Well, I can say the other way around.
What was that now?
Bernie Sanders has just proven once and for all how biased he truly is against Christians. He proved that once again recently when he violated the constitutional mandate that you are not allowed to apply religious tests when running for office. The Vermont senator criticized White House Deputy Budget Director nominee Russell Boyd for his Christian beliefs in relation to Islam. Sanders declared he would oppose Vaught on those grounds, basing his decision on an article Vaught wrote in defense of Wheaton College. This is the fundamental problem Vaught wrote. Muslims do not simply have a deficient theology. They do not know God because they have rejected Jesus Christ, His Son, and they stand condemned. It is hateful, Sanders said of the writing. It is Islamophobic. It is an insult to over 1 billion Muslims throughout the world. Sanders went on to Bill Vaught, asking him if he believed that the statement in the article was Islamophobic. Absolutely not. I'm a Christian, and I believe in the Christian set of principles based on my faith. Vaught stated. The post, as I stated in a questionnaire to this committee, was to defend my alma mater, Wheaton College, a Christian symbol that has a statement of faith that includes the centrality of Jesus Christ for salvation.
How is Bernie Sanders?
Because the Word of God said that we're an offense to the law.
Right. Exactly.
No,
But anyhow,
I still think Bernie Sanders looks like Yoda.
He looks like Dennis. That's it.
And then, of course, and now we get to the Christmas crazies.
Here we go.
No.
It's out early. A grocery store in England called Tesco. It's a grocery chain.
Yeah.
Tesco. Well, they got a 30-second and a 1-minute commercial. It's a Christmas commercial celebrating Christmas, and so they decided to invite all the religions except for Christianity in the commercial. But they also have a gay couple that are white, so unless the gay couple is Christian. Christmas commercial by grocery store chain features Muslim Sikhs but no Christians.
Tell me why that makes sense.
One more here.
Well, we probably won't be able to get a fight with them anyway. Yeah.
Actually, 2 more. Over in Norway,
Uh-oh. We're in trouble
which
now.
has a 1,000-year Christian heritage, the schools are now having Quran Christmases. Quran Christmas.
Wonderful.
In which they relate 2 scriptures from the Quran during the Christmas service. are called now Koran Christmas.
So that would be.
And last but not least, on the Christmas crazy, Muslim imam says saying Merry Christmas is worse than murder. Saying Merry Christmas is worse than murder.
Because
she's in favor of murder.
Think you can coexist with the Muslim community, then you probably haven't heard what the Western Islamic religious leader has to say about the horror that is saying Merry Christmas. Yes, according to the Muslim, saying Merry Christmas is worse than murder, which, by the way, means Muslims killing other Muslims, because killing an infidel like you or me ain't no big deal. In fact, he says that saying Merry Christmas is worse than fornication, drinking, alcohol, killing someone, because you are approving of the biggest crime ever committed by the children of Adam's sin. Again, Islam gets the idea of the Trinity and of Christ's birth wrong. Christians are not saying that God was created at his birth. We believe that he simply was incarnated, which means made flesh at birth. God exists outside of time. He was before anything and will continue to be for eternity. His birth was not his creation, but simply his becoming manifest in human form. This is very different from what this scholar, quote, believes we are saying. Not that any of this matters. So, saying Merry Christmas is worse than murder, drinking alcohol, fornication, adultery.
So basically, they're saying that our Christmas is like them saying Al-Kabar. Al-Akbar. Yeah.
Okay, so this made news. This is actually our national news.
It just could be if you're saying that for Christmas.
FDA approves trackable pill.
Oh, here we go.
You know when you're like.
U.S. regulators have approved the first pill that can be digitally tracked through the body. The Abilify My Sight tablets. They're designed for treating schizophrenia and manic episodes.
What's
They have an
that?
adjustable sensor embedded inside of them that records the medication that has been taken. A patch worn by the patient transmits this information to their smartphone. Now think about this.
Okay.
You take the pill. It registers on your wrist.
Or forehead.
No, on your wrist.
I know.
You can listen to it on the smartphone from your ear, from your head.
Well, it's considered forehead.
Well, you listen to your smartphone. You know, you put it up your head.
Isn't this all a stomach full of
Notice that there's a definite connection there, from wrist to your head.
Now, well, what does it tell you on your smartphone? I mean, what's
Well, it tells you. It's not being used for elderly patients yet, but that's what it's going to be used for. It tells you whether or not you've taken your medicine.
Yeah. It also monitors your sugar, your blood pressure, your heart rate.
Well, that's the part that they're going to emphasize, but it's actually for tracking. Well, medication now, but later on.
It's a simple pill that you take. Of course, it's adjusted, and you know you have to continue to take this pill. But what they do is they give you a pill, see whether or not you've taken your medicine, and it'll tell you whether or not you've taken your medicine.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, they will register that too.
it takes 30 minutes to 2 hours to detect ingestion of the tablet. So within 2 hours, 30 minutes to 2 hours, the tablet will start tracking what medication you have taken.
Now, do they have a headquarters?
Michael Mathis from the Food and Drug Administration said being able to track ingestion of medications prescribed by mental illness may be useful for some patients. The FDA supports the development and use of new technology in prescription drugs and is committed to working with companies to understand how technology may benefit patients and prescribers.
You gotta take this pill to let us know that you took the pill.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because our argument is that people that are
Don't want to take it. Yeah.
mentally ill don't know.
Right.
They can't remember. But it's going to be used for eventually people that have Alzheimer's. And they'll just be able to give them a pill, caregivers,
Right.
to see if they'll be able to go into people's homes and give them a pill, and 30 minutes to 2 hours later they'll register on their watch, on the patient's watch, and then that can be transferred to a caregiver's phone or to their phone.
Oh, okay.
But
That's good purpose.
it's interesting that it registers on the wrist, and then you're lifting your cell phone to your ear. So, it makes you think, what if there was a chip in the forehead?
And a pill to take.
That could be
Oh.
that message could be sent to the wristwatch to your forehead.
Well, that's where Alzheimer's. That's probably will be the next step because that's where Alzheimer's is in the brain.
And it just seems like those liberal policies that Target had have not paid off. Last year, retail giant Target angered conservatives with its transgender bathroom policy. And we talked about this before, but within just a short period of time, they had 7 lawsuits of
I hear they're closing some of their stores anyway.
seven lawsuits for sexual problems, just like within the first 2 months, I think. And so they decided to take their bathrooms and build single-stall bathrooms, single-stall bathroom facilities, individual stalls. But that appeared like too little, too late. So they're closing down more Target stores.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think that's because of just that. I think a lot of this retailers, they're in trouble before.
Well,
They were
they're
trying-
losing money.
Well, yeah, but they
It
were
helps if you have 1 million people protesting against it.
right. But I'm saying that they were closing on their way to closing long before that even happened.
What kind of bathrooms?
Yeah, because they continue to have liberal policies.
Right.
Remember, they had gay liberal people, gay
Right.
kissing on ads too.
What kind of bathrooms did they have? I mean, they're having single stall.
Single stall. I think what it is the bathrooms are all single stall rather than.
Well, that's what they're doing now.
Yeah, that's what they're doing now, but it's not.
It's a little too late now.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So they're
That's how
closing.
most bathrooms are, aren't they? Single stall.
I think
There are stalls in a lot of those restrooms now. It usually is.
I think what it is they'll build a stall and then there's another doorway with another stall.
They're all stalls.
Yeah. Right. But I think they got walls between them. Like you go into one stall and then there's a door and you go in another one. And, that's the only way I can think of doing it.
But urinals have dividers.
The stores, interestingly enough,
Walmart does.
are closing down in Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota.
So even in the states where liberals are going to stores, even those states, the stores are still closing down.
Well, there's 2 reasons why they're doing it. One is that reason, and another one is everybody's going online and shopping. That's hurting a lot of the stores because they don't pay taxes online. That's hurting a lot of stores. They had that big article in the paper.
Internet commerce is closing a lot of stores.
Oh yeah, internet commerce is just murder on it. There's no taxes.
But so what you want to do is
Yeah.
do things that do not make people mad.
Right, too. Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because eventually it's going to come back around when we're going to need stores.
Right.
We have that kind of time. The carpet of the mall bringing Burning Man spirit to Washington, D.C. from the weekend of paganism and Gaia worship. The Burning Man Festival is either in California deserts or in Nevada deserts.
I've heard of that.
The Burning Man is a huge event, and it's basically pagan worship.
Right.
Well, they brought that to Washington, D.C. They have there's a massive metal dragon
Wonderful.
known as Abarak. Is itself a Burning Man veteran and will roll through the streets around the Capitol during a protest march at dawn Sunday. On Saturday night, a small wooden temple will be set ablaze under the close eyes of the fire marshal. The burning of the temple is the heart of the Cartesian concept that provides the event's name. Visitors will be encouraged to leave notes or pictures in the temple that symbolize traumas or pain, and the burn will symbolize the release of the trauma. Coming today to the National Mall, a 70-foot long metal dragon on wheels that doubles as a stage, a wooden temple that will be set ablaze. The event called Cascading into Compassion and the Consciousness of Attacking Meta. Revelations 9, 20 and 21 says this. Now remember, this is in the future. And the rest of men which were not killed by those plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and of silver and brass and stone and wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. Neither repent they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornications, nor of their thefts. I never saw that until this week. Well, it's basically the Burning Man Festival is what the Washington, D.C., okay? But this article has this article in Revelations chapter 9 about in the future people building idols, okay? And even though these plagues have come, that's in Revelation, it does not cause them to repent, but they build these idols of gold, silver, wood,
Right.
and that they would not repent of their murders, their sorceries, nor their fornications, nor their theft.
They're stealing idols. They're stealing idols.
Which, well, stealing anything.
Right.
Is it kind of interesting that, you know, when you ever think of rioting, what do you think of? You think of, you know...
Yeah.
I wonder if those idols are based on your wealth, because you know they have gold, silver. I wonder if the person who has wood will try to steal one from the gold to make him look better, or be richer than what he really is, or something.
Well, I think
There's the levels of stealing, and think about how society's ideas have changed now, where they think that it's okay to steal from 1%.
Yeah.
Except when they steal from you.
We're living in a
Imagine that.
society of lawlessness. That's no.
Yeah. See, they believe it's okay to steal until it's stolen from them.
Yeah.
Then it's okay.
See, it's easy to justify your stealing if you pass laws to make it legal.
Right.
So if you pass a law to take all the taxes from the 1%, it's theft, but it's legal theft.
Right.
Well, stealing from your Social Security, they're already doing that. It's legal theft.
Imagine that.
Iran has made an accomplishment.
Oh.
They have completed their highway to Israel.
They have already?
Completed?
When did they
How
start
fast
it?
is that?
Unfortunately, their earthquake hasn't helped them.
Yeah.
But anyhow, they now
7.3.
have a land bridge
Learn that
all the way
one.
to Syria to the border of Israel.
Right. And two things on top of that.
Crater right now?
Here's two things. One is there's a guy that on a Christian radio station, and he does things on Israel, but he said that Galilee is drying up. Okay. Another one also is the Ada Turk Dam. They built back in the 70s or 80s. he said all they have to do is push a button, and they can dry up their Euphrates like that because they can hold back all the water from their Euphrates and have the Euphrates
Which
dry
is
up.
drying up. The whole area is under
Right.
Wow.
Right, right. But all they have to do is push that button, and it would hold back the dam of the flowing,
Cut off the water.
right, cut off the water. And that's based in Turkey. So they built in Turkey on the Euphrates River, which is actual prophecy because the Euphrates River was dry for the armies to march across. The dam's already there, it's just a matter of when they, along with the, like you mentioned, along with the drying up, the drought period, along with just pushing the button and the dam closes, you have to hold back all the water, walk right across the Euphrates, and they're there. And with this road being built, that's weird. Now, where's it built from, too?
Iran to Syria down to the Israeli border.
Right, does that go right into the battle of, I mean, the place where they had the battle? Wow. How wide or big is it? Or how long and wide is it?
This is says that they got accomplished.
Well, you probably do with all the people unemployed.
And now we get to more related church matters.
Uh-oh.
United Methodist Church
Uh-oh, we're in trouble with the same method.
in Malibu has been ordered to quit feeding homeless people after Thanksgiving. City Malibu accused the church of drawing homeless people.
Oh.
Well, see, I think they got that a little bit wrong. Maybe it's because of the economic policies of California that you got more homeless people.
Oh, no.
I couldn't do that. Yeah. Now this
So,
is kind of an
so let me
interesting.
ask you a question. If they do that, what happens? Are they penalized? Or they lose their status? Or
I don't know, probably throw in jail.
what's sure having
They
their
didn't
homeless?
say anything about penalties. They just told them they feed United Methodist Church feeds 60 to 100 individual homeless people. They actually have a cart that they take out. It's a kind of a sidewalk cart that they take out and feed homeless people.
Wow.
Homeless
But
wheel.
it's only 60 to 100 people a week.
Well, that's because they can't
In
justify
Malibu.
getting money to feed the homeless if the church is doing it.
Anyhow, they said that they have to cease and desist feeding homeless people effective after Thanksgiving. The city officials won't they won't talk to anybody about it. So they've had since 2015 they've had a 3.8% increase in homeless.
Well, because they fed people there.
Hey, where's the separation of church and state?
In addition, they also have a Thanksgiving dinner for the less fortunate.
So the senators show up. I'm less fortunate because I didn't get elected. I'm less fortunate than he was.
So I don't know if they have it at church if they can stop them there, but
The senator that loses, I'm less fortunate than this
can't
guy.
be feeding people out of the streets, that's for sure. That's definitely a no-no.
Yeah, you can't do that on the streets.
Okay, now this story here has been around for a while, but it's getting kind of the narrative's getting better. Are mitochondrial Eve and Y chromosomal atoms science confirmation of creation? Following the recent trend of congruence between science and the Bible in different fields, fresh genetic research suggests that all females are descended from a single female and all males from a single male, corresponding to the biblical account of Adam and Eve. Now here's the problem. I've read this stuff before too. But what they found out, what they earlier believed is that all women can be traced back to one woman and all men can be traced back to one man. But the woman lived about 20,000 years different from the man. For many years, the multi-generational, multi-regional hypothesis suggests that multiple origins for humanity was predominant in genetic research. The new study suggests that all humanity has a common origin. This is written from a Jewish.
See, that's the problem, though.
What?
Women live
There
longer.
was that big of a span in between woman and man. Because man was made first, and women didn't come along until later.
Well, women live longer anyway.
Yeah, well, no.
4,000 years later.
No. But anyhow, this is, we don't know. That's
Bone by archaeological bones.
again, this is written from a Jewish standpoint. The Torah has always claimed one common ancestor in all humanity, as well as creation ex nihilo. Rabbi Frugman told Breaking Israeli News in response to the finding of recent discoveries that these fields seem to confirm these truths. The theory was first developed in 1987 when leading scientists journal Nature published a study investigating humanity's origins. So this has been around since 1987. The study researched mitochondrial DNA, which is passed down from mother to both daughter and son. So mitochondrial DNA is only passed on by the mother and never the father. It reveals the maternal lineage. Knowing this, the researchers were able to determine that every human being alive today can be traced their ancestry back to a single woman, now referred to as mitochondrial Eve. The original research placed Eve somewhere in eastern Africa between 140,000 and 200,000 years ago. More recent research suggests that she may have lived less than 100,000 years ago. The study was quickly attacked by other researchers, but subsequent studies confirmed the original findings of the theory is now generally accepted in the scientific community. This is where it kind of gets interesting, a couple interesting points. Professor Karl Skorlek, an expert in DNA and the discovery of the Cohen gene, which identifies members of the Jewish priestly caste through genetic testing. They now have found what they call the Cohen gene, and the Cohen gene is a gene in which it traces it back to Aaron. The gene to Aaron, so they actually know what gene it is in which Jewish people have, whether or not they're from the tribe of Aaron, and they could actually be qualified as priests.
Wow.
And this came from kind of this study. Let me just get to the ancestral Adam was found in 1995. A separate study of male ancestry examined the Y chromosome passed through from father to son. Science publicized the results of the study in which a segment of the Y chromosome from 38 different ethnic groups were analyzed for variation. Their conclusion was that every man alive today actually descended from a single man whom scientists now refer as the Y chromosomal Adam. The last 50 years of science, especially in the field of cosmology and quantum physics, have brought Torah and the science together as never before. Rabbi Tubman noted, perhaps now the same will occur with anthropology in the Torah. Although the Torah is not science, history, anthropology, philosophical, or cosmological book, in the common sense, it is actually all these things and much more yet. The first studies concluded that Eve lived much later than Adam, some 140,000 years later. A recent studies indicate that mitochondrial Eve and Y chromosomal Adam may indeed have lived around the same time. End times expert Rabbi Pinchas Winston took the comparisons even further than confirming that the biblical account explained how he sees the fluctuance between the scientific view of Eve and the biblical account of the signal of redemption. During the exile, there was a great estraphanum, a hiding of God's face. As a result, the Bible became relegated to man's back consciousness. At the same time, science at first seemed to diverge from religion. But since the Torah is the basic fabric of reality, it cannot be hidden forever. As the redemption moves towards the Jews' return home, the Bible is coming back to the forefront of man's consciousness. Among this, we see a growing harmony between science and the Bible. We have gotten the point that where science is now borrowing concepts from the Bible, such as with the microconical Eve. So, what this guy is saying, that not only are we proving the Old Testament Bible, but he's also saying this is a confirmation that in the last days, men will be going back to the Bible for answers. So,
imagine that.
Take that little bit of information and tack it to this one, which is my star article from the week.
Drum roll.
Mystic Rabbi describes how will the Messiah be revealed to the world. Okay, how will the Messiah be revealed to the world? Now you may think he's going to come down from the sky.
Go sign peace treaty.
Rabbi Nir Ben Artzi, a well-known Israeli mystic leader, made a remarkable statement last Sunday, predicting the identity of the Messiah would be revealed in the very near future, even giving specific details on how the revelation will occur.
Wonderful.
Kind of like the Elijah.
First of all, the Messiah is already here. Messiah is at work right now. Ben Arzi said in a sermon, Jews be happy. Very soon the Messiah will be revealed to everyone. The rabbi went on to detail, explaining how this would come about. The Holy One, blessed be He, will come to the rabbis in a dream and a vision and inform them whom He has chosen for the King Messiah, predicted Rabbi Ben Arzi. The Creator will write to them exactly whom He has chosen as King Messiah. The singular revelation was accompanied by details. There will be a yellow card and holy letters inscribed on a parchment like a Torah scroll, where they will be told in Arabic who is King Messiah. The rabbi continued, Aramaic is no longer spoken, but is the language of the Talmud or oral law. Then they will have no choice and they will recognize the King Messiah. Here's an interesting point right here. From above, they will be told the choice is in your hands. Either you reveal Him or the Creator of the world will cause great trouble and will not let go until you reveal this and tell it to the people of Israel. Rabbi Ben Arzi said. And then they will follow the instructions laid out in the dream and acknowledge who is Messiah King is. The rabbi even described the inscription that will be revealed of the rabbis in their vision of the parchment. I am the Lord, command you to say and to show who is King Messiah, the man of God chosen by Him. Okay, so what this guy is saying, that first, what?
Yeah.
What this guy is saying is that the Messiah is already here, and that He will soon be revealed, that God will reveal it to these rabbis, and that if they do not choose Him to proclaim to be the Messiah, then bad things are going to come to Israel.
Oh, so they'll interpret the seventh-day tribulation period as their rejection of this Messiah.
Now, they quote an interesting, left my Bible. They quote Brian, pull up Malachi 3:1. They pull up Malachi 3:1. Not in this article. Well, yeah, they did.
Oh, then he'll come from Bethlehem.
Well, here. I don't know. No.
Because Malachi is what they proclaimed before Herod.
That's part of it. Read Malachi 3:1.
Yeah, it's not right in there.
By the way, it was fulfilled. Listen to this.
Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. The Lord whom ye seek shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant whom ye delighted. Behold, he shall come, saith the Lord.
Now, in other translations, it says that, behold, I am sending my messenger to clear the way before me. The Lord whom you seek shall come to his temple suddenly. Okay. Other translators add the word suddenly there.
Oh, it says suddenly come to his temple.
Yeah, okay, I thought it did, but I didn't hear it. Anyhow, it says suddenly come to the temple. Well,
That's a business.
Christians see this as being fulfilled when Christ entered Jerusalem triumphantly, and he went to the temple. Okay. What we're going to see in the future is that the Antichrist is going to ride triumphantly into Jerusalem, go into the temple right away, and declare himself to be God.
Now, will he do it on a horse?
And these guys here will believe it.
Well, the only thing is, will he do it?
Rabbis.
Well, when he does it for the temple, will he do it on a donkey, just like Jesus, or will he do it? I mean,
Probably not.
Well, I'm just saying, if there's little discrepancies, people are going to say, well, wait a minute, Jesus.
You got to remember, the riding in a city usually was like a Roman city, and then ride in on a white horse, and that was a sign of
Victory.
right? So when Jesus rode in on a donkey, people understood it as he's proclaiming himself as a victor. The Antichrist is going to come in, maybe riding a white horse, maybe a donkey, who knows? But he's going to come in. I think the point is declaring himself as a victor and declaring himself as the Messiah. Now, you got to remember, this is in the middle of the tribulation. The world is going through all kinds of problems. Israel's going through all kinds of problems. So they will say this is fulfillment. This is a fulfillment of Bible prophecy, and this is a fulfillment of what this rabbi is saying. Is that the reason why there's problems on the earth is because we haven't received the Messiah, which is going to be the Antichrist. We have not received the Antichrist as our Messiah. Of course, they won't see him as the Antichrist, but that's what we. And of course, none of this is possible until we have a temple, by the way. So, as we're about ready to build a temple, now we have people that are equating what Jesus did to the Antichrist, what he's going to do, and then he's going to enter into the temple suddenly. See, that's what Jesus did, is he rode in victoriously, then he went into the temple.
Well, that's amazing. They're more willing to accept a punisher than they were a savior.
Well, look at Antioch's system.
But it's going to be pitched as, Brian, that we're accepting him now because we're being punished because we never accepted him in the past.
Right, and that's when the tribulation. They translate that as being when they go through when Jesus opens the seals. We're getting all this stuff. They say, "Oh, we rejected the Antichrist." Oh, they don't say Antichrist.
Now, this, of course, completely is contrary to what Jesus said about his coming. You know, if somebody says he's coming from the desert, reject that idea.
Right. And he won't have any. Now, this could be weird, but I wonder if when he comes in, if he'll have nail prints in his hand. Well, that'd be the first thing I'd look. Yeah.
Jews realized that the poor ones who went into the temple
Well, yeah,
Well,
but up until that
there.
time,
They're believing he's the one until
Yeah.
he.
Yeah, that's what he does.
that all these problems are coming to the world because we have not accepted the Messiah.
I'm just thinking how easy it would be for Christians to accept them because man by nature don't listen to love, they listen to pain and suffering. In other words, they'll do anything to avoid the pain and suffering that comes, but they wouldn't do anything to love somebody. And when Christ came, when he comes again, it's because of his love. But they're going to worship this beast out of fear of
And desperation.
suffering.
Yeah. Well, I think and desperation.
Let me ask you something. If the Messiah is already here, why is he in hiding?
Ah.
I'm just throwing that out there. Just throwing it out there. Because the timing is not right.
Well, yeah, but they can use the argument, well, yeah,
Why
but
did
Jesus.
he come early then?
Well, yeah, but they can use the argument that, well, yeah, but Jesus was incognito for 30-some years before he revealed himself.
Well, he's building a resume.
Well, right, but I'm just saying, but they can use the same argument that, no, Jesus wasn't around for 30
So that makes it interesting. Well,
Yeah.
the Antichrist, when he comes on the scene, be around about 30-some years.
Well, you know what, I think personally, you can throw me on the bus, but I think he's gonna have a lot of the credentials that Jesus had. Born in Bethlehem, I think he'll be, I think he'll be a carpenter, I think he'll be, it sounds strange, but Satan always mimics what's real.
Yeah.
I think he'll be so close.
Forsakes the God of his fathers, and that's
Right.
that's a Jewish phrase.
Like I say, he can create those
But he doesn't,
holes.
right, but he doesn't reveal that till later.
He can create
In
those
fact,
male holes.
in fact, it says in there that he rejects all religions, so the Muslims are out the door too. Because he'll reject everybody.
So I just found that kind of interesting. That the Messiah is already here.
Any time in history that's been more perfect for us to ever seen than it is.
We are the only generation that can see Bible prophecy. We are the only generation right now. This current time is the only generation that can see the return of Christ.
The 5 things have happened in Israel, you know that.
Well,
1918, they came back to their country, back to their land. Then in 1948, it became a nation. And then Jerusalem was recaptured in 73, and then it was declared the capital in 1980.
67.
Huh? Well, they captured in 67, but it was declared official capital in 1980 by everybody for the world.
So it was unofficial between that and 1980.
Well, just the very fact that all those things had to be set up for them to build an embassy and build basically the temple. Nothing that could happen. They can't build a temple if they don't have a city. It was declared the capital, so it's much easier for them to walk in and build an embassy or a temple. I think personally the embassy will be the temple. I think it'll be used for at least a permanent, temporary. And they also said that temple doesn't have to be built like what we think it. It could be like out in the desert where they built the tabernacle. That could be used because that could be even if they're building the temple, they could use that temporarily until the temple's built.
You got to remember that.
And then he walks in the temple and declares himself God.
You got to remember Herod. What biblical pattern did Herod use? He didn't use a biblical pattern. He just goes the way he wanted to go.
Right.
And that should be the same way in the third temple. It doesn't have to be. There's no pattern that has to be followed.
This is going to be one in the millennium too.
Which will be a lot better than the one in the tribulation.
Right. Well, it'll be destroyed anyway. Sort of the city will be destroyed in the earthquake. So. But we're seeing there's another earthquake that happened here too, a couple of days ago.
Iran borders.
Iran.
Yeah.
So did everybody
That was the strongest one. That was like 7.4.
Didn't help the road.
After the earthquake, Iran.
Yeah, that's because iodine.
I saw a lot of mud.
Yeah.
So I've noticed on Facebook is the amount of Jewish information.
Oh boy.
I think a lot of Christians
Checking it, except what now?
already right
And then we'll be a place where Paul was at in the book of Hebrews. Once they build the temple, the most relevant book will be the book of Hebrews in the New Testament Bible.
What book?
Right now, I would say that the book of Romans is the most relevant book to Christianity and to the world. But I would say once we build the temple, it's going to then revert to the book of Hebrews as the most relevant book, because we'll be in the same place as the early church is at.
Yeah.
So Revelations won't mean nothing anymore, right?
No, it'll still mean a lot.
It'll still be important.
But Hebrews will be actually followed out because it deals with the sacrifices and
The thing about Revelations is it's about future events.
Oh, okay.
But the thing about Romans and Hebrews is it's about spirituality, true spirituality within the believers.
See, right now we're going through Romans, at least Romans 1, where people are being turned over to reprobate. You don't mind.
It's nice that we see Revelations being fulfilled, but those are just prophetic events. This deals with the spiritual nature of man. And that's the reason why
Basically
Romans
doing
is the
what
most
they're
important
doing.
book, I think, right now. But Hebrews will be the most important book once the temple is built, because it'll address the real issue, which would be persecution from the outside and the temptation to revert to a religion that is surrounded or centered on the law.
Well, that's a good point. I never thought about that. Romans is relevant now, and Hebrews will be more relevant.
Once we get another temple, Hebrews will be the most relevant book.
How close do you think we are?
Temple, I think, will be built real soon.
But actually, the tribulation would be carried out before the temple's built. You know, we have to wait till. Some people also believe that it won't start until the Antichrist signs the peace treaty, and that's when it starts.
Well, and that's I think it has some validity to it. The Antichrist is going to come as the savior of the world. You see this. This is what rabbis would say, and he's going to be bringing peace to not only the Middle East, to Israel, but to have a peace policy for the whole world.
Yeah. And then the next part of the New Revelation says you take peace from the world.
The kings of the east will not be a part of it, but
Peace not yet.
I don't think the kings of the east ever will be. I think China's rise, as we see China's rise, it's for a purpose. They're going to have a force that their enemies in Asia, like Japan and Korea, North Korea,
Taiwan.
Vietnam and Japan hate China. But China's forces will be so large that eventually they'll be forced into some sort of an agreement together. And form a king of the East. They'll march against the Antichrist into the Great Tribulation. But
So you think China is going to go against the Antichrist or be with him?
no, they're going against it. Well,
They have 200 million.
the Antichrist is only going to be powerful only over
Like Europe and so on.
Europe and the Western nations.
Right. It's almost like the Roman Empire.
Only it'll be larger. It'll be over the United States,
Right, but I'm just saying.
Australia,
Yeah.
which by the way has got now.
Yeah, they saw that.
Hey, that's how they lose. I never thought of that. They can't have women in military, so when they're attacking, all of a sudden everybody turns woman. Ah, I'm out of here. No, I know that's it.
Anyhow, that's all I have.
Wow. Well, even Dave Warfus said, or who was it? Hal Lindsey was asked that question. Do you think the Antichrist is around?
Yeah.
He's just going to be here, and then he's going to suddenly have popularity, not really recognized before, not a known, big person.
Well, they'll use a verse. They'll use a verse. As lightning is to the east or the west, what the Antichrist or the false prophet does, cause lightning to come from heaven.
Well,
so like they'll say, if you say this is the Messiah, see, as the east is from the west, so lightning shall come. That will be kind of his duplication of.
And thanks to technology, he'll be able to be seen from the east to the west through television, internet.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
They'll be able to see him.
And then that
as he comes into Jerusalem.
and then that holographic technology as well. That holographic technology as well.
Oh yeah, holographic. Yeah, they can bring Elvis Presley back. They can bring him back.
With technology, everybody will be able to see him come to power in Israel.
You got to remember, people will be so desperate. Now we look at it from American eyes, but they'll be so desperate in those days. You got to remember, grass is being burned up, trees are, people are food. $20 for a loaf of bread. That's what the equivalent is. So I mean, people will be so desperate. When you're desperate, you're clouded in your thinking, and you'll accept anything when you're desperate.
Yeah.
When Jesus was here, they asked him if he was the son of David. You heard me probably say this before, but they were looking for the return of Solomon. And when you take a look at Solomon's life, the first thing he did when he became in power is he threw a lot of Jews in prison, like 150,000, 200,000, something. I forget what the number is. But anyhow, he threw a lot of Jews in prison when he first became power. When he first came in power. And then he was able to create a peace that was lasting. And so that's what the Antichrist is going to do. He's going to be saying that I am the son of David. I am the new Solomon. I am the King Solomon who's returned, the Messiah. And I'm here to create peace. And in the process, he's going to throw a lot of Jews in prison, which, by the way, probably, in my estimation, are probably Jewish Christians in prison.
They'll know the difference. They'll be able to.
The whole thing is, he's going to have, he's going to speak noble ambitions, such as peace throughout the world, but his methodology is going to be peace through my rule.
Well, it's kind of the same thing as Islam. It's, we're going to declare peace. If you don't like it, we'll kill you. And then everybody that survives will be in peace.
Yeah.
Imagine.
All the people that don't like the plan will be killed, and then only those people that are for the plan. So they'll be peaceful.
Of course, the problem is with the next verse, though, takes peace from all the earth.